Hello there everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Super Metroid Suitless, a run in which we are going to beat the game with neither the Warrior suit nor the Gravity suit. Last time we acquired power bombs right as we entered Red Brinstar, and we used them to gain some extra expansions, particularly energy tanks and power bomb expansions, because they're going to be useful in Norfair, where we will have to go through without the Warrior suit. So now let's go back to where we were, which is Red Brinstar. We will have to pass through this room here again, which is the room with the bird dude who teaches you how to shine spark. And we are through here. We could go up, by the way, and fight Spore Spawn and get his super missile expansion, but we are not going to do that because Spore Spawn is an exceptionally boring boss battle, because you just have to wait around for him to open up his core, and there just wouldn't be anything to talk about during that battle, so we will skip the boss battle and we will grab his super missile expansion without fighting him later. So now that we have power bombs, we can actually it actually makes sense to go up here. We could have gotten the missile expansion before, but it would have been a slight detour. Instead, we have just grabbed that missile expansion while we continue to this room, which we could only enter with power bombs, because that wall that we blew up there was only destroyable with power bombs, which makes sense because this room leads to another power bomb expansion. If you could just blow up the wall with normal bombs, then you would be able to get early power bombs, which is of course not what was intended. Okay, so now we've almost fully cleaned this room up. We could go further down. There would be one more upgrade there, but we need the speed booster to get that one. So instead, let's continue to the right through this let's call it pipe room, because there's those pipes with the enemies that come out of them. And now we're almost back. This is the final room before we enter the Red Brinstar area, which has that amazing music. There we go. Killed the cactus guy. And then it's time to go on. We're back in Red Brinstar. Last time we went up here. Now, instead, we will climb down. We can use a power bomb to open up the door that leads to the X-ray scope, which we could theoretically get right now, but it's difficult without high jump and without grapple beam. And we would take a lot of damage if we tried to get X-ray scope now, because the spikes deal 60 damage without any suit. And I'm not really that skilled, so I probably wouldn't even make it to the X-ray scope without the grapple beam, and with such few energy tanks. I would die trying to get there. So this is early spacer beam. You usually need high jump boots to get those, but with a single wall jump we can get the spacer. The spacer is a really cool beam upgrade. I think Super Metroid is still the only Metroid game which has the spacer, which is a shame because it's such a cool thing. Why is the spacer not in more Metroid games? That's an interesting question. Now we go through a bunch of empty rooms, and then it will be time to fight Kraid, or at least go to where he lives. Here's the elevator, and then you have to find out that you can blow up this wall with the super missiles, and then it's time to enter Kraid's lair early with this single wall jump there. Again, you are usually expected to have high jump boots here, but that would be a waste of time to go down the elevator in Norfair and grab high jump and then go back up. Prepare the charge beam for these guys, which are in our way. There we go. And in order to get this missile expansion, we need a power bomb, because I think the block up there is a power bomb block. And so we grab yet another missile tank. We now have 60 in total, which is really more than enough. I think in my in a Suitless run that I did, where I had my lowest percentage of items collected yet, I had 60 missiles in the end, or maybe 80. I really don't remember. There was a save station to the right of the missile expansion, by the way, but you really don't need to save now. I mean, we have more energy tanks than usually at this point, and if Kraid really manages to kill us, then we might as well give up, because we have no chance of completing a Suitless run if we struggle with Kraid. Let's be honest here. So there we are, just waiting for Kraid to get his fat ass out of the spikes. Always a nice activity. Waiting for a boss to appear. I mean, what better is there in this world? Let's shoot his eye so that he opens his mouth. I got 2 super missiles in his mouth, which is good. I can't do the quick kill, the famous quick kill, which is used in speedruns. I'm too bad for that. But honestly, that was a really quick battle nonetheless. I usually need much longer to defeat him, but since I got 2 super missiles in his mouth right away, I defeated him a bit quicker than usually, because usually I only get a single super missile in him. Let us tease ourselves a little bit and look at the item that we are not going to get, the various suit. Yeah, the famous Kraid quick kill has already been used in speedruns since 2004, where Kraid leaves his mouth open a little bit longer if you hit him with a super missile right as he opens his mouth, and that will give you enough time to immediately defeat him with 4 super missiles. Because a super missile is as strong as 3 missiles, and you need 10 missiles in total to kill Kraid. So that's why 4 super missiles are enough. Technically, you'd only need 3 super missiles and a missile. Which in fact is exactly how I defeated him in this run, I think. Need to do a wall jump to get back out of here, and then just quickly escape and run away from these enemies. I think they're called key hunters. And by defeating Kraid, this door unlocks, which gives us access to our 5th energy tank. And that's making this already easier than a no-boss mini-boss run, because in a no-boss mini-boss run you cannot get this energy tank, because the door won't unlock because you won't defeat Kraid. Although I do believe it's possible to get this item in a no-boss mini-boss run. I think I saw that once. You can use X-ray climbing and glitches to get that energy tank. As I said, the no-boss mini-boss max percentage back in 2004 was 73% when Red Scarlet did it, but with glitches you can get up to 81%, I think. And in fact, one of those items is the plasma beam. You can get the plasma beam without defeating Dragon by doing crazy X-ray climbing stuff, but that's really hard to do. And there's only one video on YouTube on that, I think, and it's a fairly recent one, even although this was discovered a long time ago. But it's such a convoluted trick that there were no videos around until recently. So let me explain the planning here in Norfair. We could get the ice beam early here by doing a mock ball, in order to avoid having to get the speed booster before the ice beam. But we won't do that because it's pointless, honestly. It would be just a waste of time. It'll be faster to just get the speed booster first, which is the regular route through Norfair. I mean, the first thing you are supposed to do normally in Norfair is to get the speed booster, which is actually not true. At first you're supposed to get the high jump boots, then you're supposed to kill Kraid, and then you're supposed to go to the speed booster with various suit that you acquire after killing Kraid. So now we got the high jump boots. These are important because we will need them in one room in Norfair that's coming up. If we didn't have high jump boots, we would have to do an infinite bomb jump, and that would just cost too much time. We would lose much more energy in the heat while we were performing an infinite bomb jump. There's a free missile expansion right in your way here. Might as well grab that, I guess. I will not grab that energy tank yet, we don't need it yet, and we can use it later to refill our health when we're low. And I missed that enemy here, which is a bit annoying because now I have to wait for him to loop back around, because this door here won't open until we kill this guy. Okay, this time I got him. So now we can escape the room. We are full of energy and full of missiles, I think. We're only missing 3 super missiles and that's it. We also have full power bombs. It's now definitely a very wise idea to save, by the way, because we are about to enter the heated areas of Norfair without the warrior suit. So yes, now is definitely the time to save. Again, I skipped saving before Kraid because I was 100% sure that I would survive, but in the last part I've advised you guys to save as often as possible in games like those where you have save stations. So let's go, let me prepare the charge beam in order to kill a very strong enemy. What the hell? I thought he would just drop straight down here. Let me instead go this way. Let me charge the beam up. There we go, we killed this guy. He would have dealt 80 damage if he hit us. And for that jump up to the red door, we needed high jump boots. So yeah, that's the main reason why I grabbed high jump right now. Let us drop down here. I defeat all those enemies with charged spacer shots. There's a random missile expansion here in the lava pool, just like in real life. I mean, who the hell doesn't get random missile packs in local lava pools every day, right? That's costing us a lot of health. Now it's time to drop down here. And whoops, enter this room. Okay, in this room the lava is going to rise up. In the North American version, the lava rises up so slowly that you could just morph ball yourself and roll through the room to the right, all the way to the right, before the lava fully rises up. But on the PAL version, on the European PAL version, this is not possible. The lava rises up too quickly here for that. So this room is actually more difficult on the European version. And I just died because I got hit by that enemy, and that's very unfortunate. I would have made it otherwise. So yeah, this room is a little bit harder on the European version because you can't just roll through it. And I was switching from auto to manual with my reserve tank, by the way. That is because if you choose to activate the reserve tank automatically, then you will actually lose health, because what happens if you run out of energy is you will freeze in place and then your reserve tank will fill you up. But while that happens, you actually take damage from the heat. So rather than filling up 100 energy units, you will probably only have about 70 energy units after the reserve tank filled you up. So you really lose a lot of energy if you decide to refill manually. Also, I'm probably dead because I got hit by that one enemy as I was falling down before, and 80 energy units is not enough to make it through here. Let me try to do this a little bit quicker this time as I pause the game and fill up my my health. We might be able to do it if we do not fail. Whoa! Wow, my performance in this room was just way better than before. And that allowed us to actually survive, even although I had much less energy going into the room this time. Before we can continue, we need to fill up our energy a little bit. We need a little bit more than one energy tank, so that we can go to the room that is 2 rooms before the speed booster and fill up our energy on the respawning enemies there. Been grabbing this missile expansion while we were at that, and now it's time to reload this room and kill more enemies and grab a bit of extra health before we continue. There we go. Another 20 energy units, that's nice. Super missile, that's not so nice. We really can't help it. This is going to take some time now, but we need to refill it a little bit. If I would have performed better in the heated rooms before, then I could have made it here with about 150 energy units, and then I wouldn't have had to refill my energy. I'm just getting super missile refills now. That's not going to help, but now we're back to the full 10 super missiles, so we should hopefully get energy units now, and hopefully huge energy units. And of course, just as I say that, the enemy has dropped a small energy refill. We now currently have a total of 111 energy units, however, and so that is almost enough. I think I'll enter that room here twice more, and then that shall be the end of it. 131. Okay, and now 151. I think that is enough, but just to be sure and just to make it easier on ourselves, I will go into this room again and refill our energy slightly more, and then I will save and call that a video, because we are right at the save station, and that'll be a good place to stop. Also, those two enemies both have dropped a small energy refill only, so let me enter this room once more. Another small energy refill, and finally a large one, and 186 energy units will be more than enough for the next part. Yeah, it kinda sucks that I died once here. That really shouldn't have happened, but can't help it. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that part, and I will see you at the next one.